for today's video, I wanted to do a little get ready with me and also show you how I cut my own hair. So I don't cut my hair all the time. Obviously I go and I see Hair by Madeline. I have a whole video talking about what I asked for and just all about that. But my hair it just needs a little trim. So as we are not able to leave the house really and everything's kind of closed, I like to just kind of cut my hair by myself. So I trim it by myself, you know, often, just because I do a blunt cut, so it's really easy. So I wanted to show you guys how I kind of trim up my hair by myself and also just do a little get ready with me, because I'm going to do kind of like a no makeup look, because I put my tan on last night, and when I put tan on my face I don't generally put much makeup on. So I wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me and cut my hair and show you guys how I do that, because it is very easy. I'm not very technical with things. I just cut Ben's hair recently. This is the Charlotte Tilbury stuff that I use every single day. I'll link all my products down in the description if I forget to say something while I'm chatting with you guys. But I recently cut Ben's hair because, again, we can't like go and get our hair cut or anything right now, and his was getting super long. So I was like, let me just cut it, and then if it looks bad, like, you can obviously just, we can buzz it all, you know. Plus, if it looks bad, nobody's gonna see it because you can't really go anywhere, and the only people that are gonna see it are family, and they don't care. So I cut it. I don't have experience cutting guys' hair, like, at all. That's not my thing, but it turned out really well. I'm gonna insert a picture here. I should have filmed doing it because I was actually so proud of myself. But it was, I know there's technique, obviously, to doing guys' hair. I don't know the technique. I didn't watch any videos or anything. I just like went for it because I kind of like know what I like on his hair. So I tried to just kind of see it and just, you know, do my best. And I actually like how it turned out. Now it's not perfect, but I feel like it's pretty good for a rookie. So my brother texted me and asked me to cut his hair today. So I'm gonna do that. So I figured, let's just cut mine too. You know, why not? I'm just putting a little NARS concealer on. I really don't want a ton of makeup today. I just want a little something. So this is gonna be kind of my no makeup look. You guys have seen it before. I can link that video. I have like a full no makeup video. One thing I will say about putting tan on your face, I definitely get a darker upper lip. I don't know if you can tell probably when I do it. So I do like to put a little concealer on there. Definitely need to wash my hair pretty soon here, but oh well. I'm just hanging out with my family today, so I don't really need to do, you know, I really don't need to put any makeup on, but I just want to do like a little bit, you know. I'm gonna put a little bit of Glossier blush on. One thing I really want to order, tell me guys in the comments if you've tried it before, is the Milk Makeup like bronzer stick. I really want to try that out because I don't really have a like cream bronzer that I really love. I have my Bobbi Brown foundation stick that I like to use sometimes, but the tone, it's just not exactly what I would want, you know? So I would love to try out something else. And I'm thinking about trying that. Have you guys tried it? Let me know. Alright, since I don't really have much product on my face, I'm just gonna put my Halo Scope directly on the skin and blend her out. I don't really do that with this. I normally put it on my fingers, but if I don't really have product on my skin, like tinted moisturizer or anything, I just apply it right to my skin and blend her in. I'm going for just like a very kind of natural, no makeup. Oh, I got some in my eyebrow. Oops. I'm gonna use some Lawless Golden Hour bronzer. This is my pretty much go-to bronzer now. I've been loving it. Sometimes I have to like step back, look in the mirror, and see what it looks like from far away. If you guys do that, I feel like you can like see better if you step back and look, you know? Now it's time to fix up these eyebrows. So I'm gonna use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And again, when I'm not wearing like a ton of makeup, like I feel like right now it really doesn't look like I'm wearing much. So I'm just gonna do a light eyebrow because you don't want super dark brows with like no makeup. I feel like it looks kind of funny. I'm gonna add a little bit of Glossier Boy Brow just to give the fluffy look. I am gonna put a good amount of mascara, even though that's like obvious. I'm not trying to look like I'm not wearing makeup. It's just close to my no makeup look, you know? Because if you want to actually look like you're not wearing makeup, obviously don't do like a lot of mascara. I would use this Glossier Lash Slick if I wanted to look like I wasn't wearing any makeup really. Okay, so then I'm going to finish off with some lip gloss. This is my Fairy Floss lip gloss from ColourPop that is almost gone and I think discontinued, which is so sad. I'm going to add a little bit of MAC Strip Down Lip Liner. Just because this lip gloss is really light, it's like a little to outline, like nothing crazy, because I don't want it to look, you know, super done up. I just want it to look like I have lips. This is what the hair is looking like right now. I do really like this length, but I just want to trim the ends so that we can just have it look a little bit cleaner, get anything that's, you know, dead off. So I just plugged in my curling iron because I do want to style my hair just a little bit after this. But basically it's so easy, you guys, and this is only if you're gonna do, you know, cutting your hair like I do, because I do it very simple. So you just want to brush your hair out, and I kind of part it. Just bear with my greasy hair, please. I kind of part it down the middle, and so I can just see where my hair lies. Now, a couple things you want to keep in mind, and I'm not a hair stylist, I am not licensed, I'm just showing you how I do it. So don't like take my technique as the technique. This is literally just how I do it, but I am not a hair person. Okay, so I take it down the middle, and you want to keep in mind a couple things. You don't want to like be like this or like this or like this. Like you want to kind of stand how you would with your head straight, because that's how your hair is gonna lie. You do have to keep in mind the way your hair is lying. Also, everything is pulled forward. So when I bring it back, it's going to be longer in the back because you're pulling it forward. So these back pieces are shorter here than back here. So you're gonna have to adjust the length in the back. Just some things to keep in mind. I do it really simple. But those are a couple things I've learned. Is just that obviously when things are pulled forward, the length is different than when they're back here. So this is the length right now. I like this length, but I just want to clean it up a little. So put it down the middle-ish. And then I have these scissors. These are Conair little hair scissors, and I just use these guys. And what I do is I start small. So like this, you guys can see really good. Okay, I start small, so you don't want to have too much at a time. Start little. So I just take this whole section and I grab kind of down. Like I just take my fingers, and keep in mind when you're pulling, it's getting longer. So you do have to kind of pull it so that it's all even. But then it's gonna be shorter when you let go of it. So just cut little by little so you don't surprise yourself with cutting way too much off. Okay, so I just kind of bring it like this, and then I start, and I have this little piece here, and maybe I'll turn this because I kind of cut it over the sink. And then I'm just going to trim across because I like a blunt cut. Okay, so you can see the difference, right? It's just, and then you can see when you flatten it, I need to make it more even, but that's just kind of my first cut. And again, I started little because it always seems like, oh, that's like nothing, and then you cut it and you're like, where'd my hair go? So what I do then is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try and even this out a little and make it nice and blunt. Again, don't do too much. But see, is it just like a blunt cut? This isn't the technical way, this is just how I do it. Okay, so then once I've gotten one side semi-cut, and you can just see the difference, right? So like, it's just nice and clean compared to kind of, you know, straggly, grown out a little. I like to keep my hair very fresh cut, but I don't need to cut off a lot to make it look clean. So then I like to go in with this side. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm going to obviously kind of like go with the length of this side, okay? So I'm gonna start by just getting the bottom where it's uneven, and yes, some is falling, I'll go back. Doesn't need to be perfect in the first little cut. And I'm starting with small cuts. See, you can see that this is a lot longer. I don't wanna do too much because then you have a short haircut and you're not meaning to cut your hair that short. So. Also, just because you grab this much doesn't mean you need to cut all of it. I still just grab some and trim off the top. And I keep kind of going until I feel like they are even on each side. This doesn't replace going to the salon for me. This is just kind of a, if I just need a quick trim and I don't feel like going to the salon for like, you know, or if we can't go to the salon. But see how already it's just looking a little bit healthier? Okay, so then we want to just make sure. So I need to cut this side just a little bit more to be even. It's not that intimidating if you're just doing a trim. If you're doing like layers and like a ton of stuff, it's more intimidating. For just a little trim, I feel like it's not that bad. I find that it's easiest to do this in the sink also because then you just put all the hair down the drain. That's gonna be my start. You can already see how it's just a little bit more clean. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all my hair back because this is gonna be different, again, because we put it all forward. Take a little mirror like this and I look at it in the back. I can see then what I need to cut. So generally what's gonna happen, the middle is gonna be longer than the sides by a little bit because when you pull stuff forward, the middle is the part that's gonna be a little bit longer. So I tend to kind of take my front pieces, keep them up here, grab the back. Again, not technical, just how I do it. And I'm gonna trim these back pieces a little bit just by taking some and cutting. Okay, then I'll take the second round of the back pieces. And I'll trim those a little bit. It's not exact, but it works. I also want to make sure you are using hair scissors because they're a lot better for your hair. You don't want to just like grab kitchen scissors. Okay, then I'm going to take this section from the back and cut this. Again, make sure it's lying flat. You don't want to cut it at weird angles because again, it's not going to turn out. I just pull everything forward make sure it looks clean. Sometimes I'll just grab everything and look at the bottom and do a little once over to make sure everything is really crisp. And this just helps maintain your hair so it's not like getting out of control with dead ends or anything like that. But it's not cutting a ton of length, right? It's just a little bit. So then, once we've done that, it's time to tackle the bangs. So I cut my bangs recently, a few weeks ago, so I don't have to do much, but I'm gonna show you just what I would do a little bit, like just trim them a little so that I can show you how I do it. If it helps you, you can tie your hair back and so you're just working with like these strands. I like it down so I can kind of see how it meshes with the hair, but I'll just show you so you can see better. So if you look at my hair, it's kind of hard to tell. It's got a slight angle down, but not much. Basically what I want to do is just get rid of some of that because it's got a lot of length that's curling in. It's going to be a very small cut because I do not want to cut my bangs too short. So these are a little bit harder for me, but I kind of go like this and then flip it up because that's the way I can see it best. And then I just kind of cut it at an angle. And I do a little at a time because I don't like really short bangs. So then I'll go through this side, do the same thing up, and we'll kind of just cut these. I found that doing this up helps me because trying to cut like this when you can't really see is hard. So if you go like this, then you can kind of angle how you would want. And then I'm gonna cut this one just a little. I mean, again, I'm not like that picky with it as well, because if you're more picky with your hair, you probably won't cut it yourself at all. But so for bangs, I feel like that's pretty much what I would do. I might just cut this little section a little bit more. And if you want to add any like little zhuzh to it, sometimes I go like this and just add like a little bit of texture if I feel like it looks weird. And then if you take your hair down, then you can see better where everything is laying. And that's kind of it. So that's how I cut my hair. Super easy. It's not technical, but everything just looks a little bit more fresh. I'm gonna just show you guys how I typically style my hair. It's kind of greasy, so we are gonna add a little bit of dry shampoo. I'm actually not a huge dry shampoo person, but this is from Acure. This is the one that I use. And it's a powder. I'm gonna try and just add like a little. I just don't love how dry shampoo feels. And I don't ever really feel like it like does too much, but I do feel like this one is better than some of the ones that I've tried. And my hair is just pretty greasy right now, so we're gonna try to help that a little bit. I'm gonna take this curling iron. I started heating it up a while ago when I started cutting my hair. This is the Conair, it's like a rose gold one. It's so cheap. I think it's like $15 to $20. And I tend to just kind of wrap the hair like this and then leave the end out. And I just am going for like a loose wave. I don't want to do anything like too done up because I just don't. But it's nice when you cut your hair to kind of just style it a little bit. So for the back, I tend to just kind of take a big chunk and twirl it towards. I feel like with this type of style, you don't need to be super specific. And then again, towards the front, I like to curl it away and leave the end. And then what I like to do is sometimes I'll actually just go over the bottom if I don't feel like it's like straight enough, you know what I mean? Because I like to kind of leave the bottom out and have it look a little bit straight like that. When I get like basically everything done, I'll kind of just go through and zhuzh it with my fingers, and then it kind of falls out, you know, a little bit. So then I'll go in and I'll add curl to the front normally, because that's kind of where it gets straight. And I'll add some here. And then I also like to go in with a little teasing brush and tease at this point, because then I can go in and curl anything that got kind of messed up from the tease. And once I've kind of added this tease, I just kind of look and see if I like it, if I want more curl anywhere, or if I feel like it's good. So I'll probably just go into this little area and add a little bit more to the bottom right here. Then I'm gonna just grab my hairspray really quick. This one is just from Aveda. Spray into it, because I feel like that keeps the volume the best, opposed to just like spraying it directly on the hair. And then that's kind of it. That is the hair done. It's just like beachy, messy waves, kind of like from the back with the haircut and just some messy waves. And then we've got the front, and yeah, that is it, you guys. That is how I cut my hair. This is how I've been styling it lately, and that's a little get ready with me as well. So if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!